It's interesting what we will come to believe in. Some people believe in vaccines while others don't believe in vaccines. Some people believe that the Montreal Canadiens can win the Stanley Cup, while others believe that it's next to impossible. Some people believe that there will eventually be goodness and a good relation between the Indigenous people and other people of Canada, whereas other people have totally dismissed that. And so we have come to believe in different things, but hopefully our faith when it comes to God, it's really the channel that helps us to believe in God, also leads to a softness of heart. Sometimes I can be a believer and I can have a hardness of heart towards others. And that's kind of contradictory because really our faith is to soften our hearts so that we can be compassionate with others, we can be kind towards others. In the first reading from the book of the prophet Ezekiel, Ezekiel is being summoned as a prophet. And he is going to have to go to the rebellion nation of Israel who are in captivity in Babylon. They are exiled in Babylon, and he's going to have to go and speak to them. And so at this moment in time, the nation of Israel, or the rebels, have no representative as a king, has no representative in the temple or a religious institution. So the only thing really they can rely on as they are in exile is that God will send a prophet. And so God is sending a prophet. Now, even if the people rebel against Ezekiel, at least they will know a prophet is among them. In other words, the voice of God is among them. And really that God has not given up on the people. God still believes in the people. Sometimes we believe in God, but God can also believe in us to carry out certain tasks. But really we have to allow our hearts to be softened. And within a moment our hearts can be hardened and we can even believe in the mercy of God towards another person. In the second reading, the letter to the Corinthians, Paul has every reason to have a hardened heart. He has a thorn in his side, and he has asked 3 different times for God to take the thorn away, and yet the thorn still exists. And so Paul allows this thorn in his side to help turn him towards God and also to place greater trust in the grace of God than even Paul's own gifts or resources. And so really that's one way that we can allow our struggles, our chronic pain to keep our hearts softened, is we allow those things to turn us towards God. And we can witness the grace of God at work in our lives. And so, because the last thing that we want to do is to have a hardened heart towards a certain situation in our lives. Because nobody will want to hang out with us if we're all cranky. In the gospel reading, the people have a hardened heart towards Jesus. They see him as a carpenter's son. And so how can a carpenter's son teach with such wisdom and authority? It baffles them. Jesus has to be pulling a fast one on them. Or how can a carpenter's son do amazing miracles? And so they disbelieve and they have a hardened heart towards Jesus. They aren't even open to giving Jesus a chance. Now, this is a good point to remember that Jesus always responds to a faith request. And so Jesus is not able to perform any miracles or next to no miracles in his hometown or his home country because the people have a hardened heart and they don't believe in Jesus. And so, we can see in our own lives, sometimes I can pray for something and it will unfold as my prayer has been said. Now, I might think, I'm dictating what God is doing, but that's not true. What's actually happening is I'm being awakened to the presence of God in my life. But also I'm being open to God working through me. Let's say I have to reconcile with somebody and I ask, God, I don't know what to say. I just ask for you to speak through me. And I come and I meet the person and we are able to reconcile. Then I can see that I've allowed God to work through me. But a lot of times I can't dictate what God will do, but I will be awakened to the presence of God in my life. I remember a number of years ago, this one sister was praying for healing for her dad, and constantly the whole family is praying for healing. And in the end, the dad passed away. And so you might be questioning, well, what was the point of the healing? And then she said to me, she recognized that the healing was not so much for her dad, but for the other family members, that they needed that healing in that moment. And so let us constantly have a softened heart to be awakened to how God will respond in our lives. And so as we gather around the table, Lord, once again, we witness the presence of God. But we have to have faith. And when we have faith, this beautiful gift that is given to us can help us to have a softened heart towards others, so that we can be people of compassion. We can be people of kindness towards others, especially those that need it.